Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and in this video, I'm going to react to a YouTuber who she done a video on Redhead Problems. Now, there are guys who do ginger problem, red hair problems, however you want to phrase our hair color. But those videos are the guys that do it, the men that do redhead problem videos. I gotta say, they're quite whiny as all hell. The men are worse than the women. Don't get me wrong, redheaded women can be pretty whiny when they do redhead problem videos, but most of the videos that I see of redheaded women talking about redhead problems, they're pretty clear and concise, and they formulate their own opinions on the problems of being a redhead, and they put statistics out there about redheaded facts. I did see a video of quick thing before I begin. I did see a video on redhead facts, and one of them is that we redheads barely have any eyebrows. This is true. I barely have any eyebrows. You can see my eyebrows are natural dark auburn, but you can hardly see them unless if I really go back and you can see the eyebrows in full color. But when I'm up this close, it looks like I'm like graying in this area. So yeah, it's true. Redheads, we hardly have any eyebrows, but our hair is pretty potent. It does stand out. So anyway, I'm going to reverse the camera, and we are going to, well, I'm going to react to the video. You're going to watch it with me, but we're going to react to the video. This video is made by Christine. Go to subscribe to her page. And sorry, Blasphemous HD, I gotta use this. Lego.
Hey everyone, so I am here today with a quick little video on redhead problems, and I thought this would be a hilarious video to get out to the world because there's not a lot of them out. There's been like a few that are really hilarious and funny, and as a natural redhead, I find it humorous, but there are some pet peeves that we do have. And the funny thing is, so a lot of us redheads, we are, armored up with a lot of sarcasm and humor and stuff like that, because from wee little tykes, just little wee tykes, we get teased all the time. We're called carrot top, Christmas time, gingerbread, or I've been called tomato head, Bozo the Clown, which was like the worst.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for laughing at that. But look, I was called Carrot Top. But I was never called gingerbread or tomato head. Those are brutal. Okay, I'll admit those are brutal. Too damn funny though. But she does have a point. Redheads, we do have a natural sarcasm, but we have a different type of sarcasm. Redheads get redhead sarcasm. It's a herd thing. Allow me to delve into that a little bit before we continue watching the video. We redheads have this type of sarcasm that only redheads understand. It's like redheads view the world differently than people who have brown hair, natural black hair, or natural blonde hair. We view the world differently. We view the world in a very depressed and downgrading type of way. And so, yeah, we do have sarcasm, but we have like a sarcasm against the world. Like everything pisses us off. I'm speaking about most redheads. Everything pisses us off for the most part. And we can't help it. It's just in our DNA to get mad at almost everything. Anyway, continuing with the video.
Don't call me a clown, because that was mean. That was just a mean thing that people did. There was a whole bunch of them that we really, we get called a lot of things, strawberry shortcake and all that, and at Halloween time, people were like, you should be Pippi Longstockings, or you should be, there's so many, like Ariel. Ariel was, the only princess I was ever allowed to play as a child. I couldn't be Cinderella or Belle, and I really associate with Belle. I really like to read books a lot.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not that Ariel is like the worst Disney princess out there. Believe me, there's worse. But I don't understand why you couldn't play Belle. I mean, just because you have, I mean, the room's pretty dark that you did the video, and I would say you probably have a more like auburn next to true red, or maybe strawberry blonde hair, or maybe like that leprechaun Irish mixed with natural true red hair. I'm guessing anyway by the dimness of the video, but I don't see why you couldn't play Belle or anybody or any one of those Disney princesses, because honestly, Emma Watson, who played Belle, playing Belle in the live remake of Beauty and the Beast, is a brunette with natural red highlights. So I don't see where the issue is at that. I mean, if a school teacher told you, like, for like a costume party, that you can't be this character because of your hair, that's kind of, I would have brought that up with the teacher, but let bygones be bygones.
But yeah, so redheads, we kind of have a very small range of what we're like described at. Like there's like the sultry, like really pretty redhead, or there's the super nerd, or there's the fire temper, and that's about it. Like society doesn't see us as a whole. Like there's a whole wide range of people, and this goes into my next subject. Makeup for redheads. Okay, so I have 3 things here, which is hilarious. All right, so here's my MAC. This is NC15. This is like whiter than white, and sometimes I still even get a line.
Okay, I'm not that into makeup. I'm really not. I have mascara for some reasons. I have an eyebrow pencil, auburn to match the color of my hair. Yeah, I mean, makeup for redheads. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos where a lot of redhead women say that there is a struggle of finding makeup for redheads. Yeah, there really is. But I will say one thing, that if redheads don't have any Latin or any type of Western European blood in them, they're gonna burn in the sun like a potato chip. That's real.
Like, this is pretty white. This one is 001. Ivory. I don't know if you can see that. It's ivory. The other one, let's see. Oh, they try to make this look special, from CoverGirl. This one's really empty. It's really a redhead, problem is, we go out into the sun and we burn. And then people are like, oh, you don't burn. You look great. You look a little... No, those are freckles. That's freckles. And I'm not embarrassed about my freckles, too. A lot of people will say something to me like, why do you use so much foundation on your nose? I'm like, I don't use so much foundation. Well, you can't see your freckles. Because no foundation is light enough, unless you use like a BB cream to show your freckles.
Yeah. Remember when I said, like, literally 5 seconds ago, that if a redhead doesn't have Latin or any Eastern European blood and then they're going to burn like a potato chip in the sun? This is what I'm talking about. I mean, I was fortunate enough to miss the freckle train. I don't have any freckles, and if I do, they're on my back. But I don't think those are freckles. But um, I miss the freckle train, and I get a pretty good tan. I don't need sunscreen. I'm 25% Cuban, 25% Italian, and I have 1% of French DNA in me. So I get a pretty good tan. I don't get sunburn at all, really. That's the amazing part. I don't really get sunburn. And if I do, it's probably on my nose or shoulders. That's about it. But I don't really burn in the sun, unlike most redheads that have Irish and Scottish majority of blood in them. They burn like a potato chip. I mean, some redheads with Latin blood burn like a potato chip in the sun, but that's very rare. That's like finding a needle in a haystack. It's very rare.
And you're already so albino that there's so much pigmentation that you have. It's called like hyperpigmentation. Like my dark circles are huge, and I don't know if you can tell, but I have no eyebrows. This is a day that I have not filled in my eyebrows. You won't catch that often, like on Instagram or Facebook or anything. My eyebrows are always filled in because as a wee little tyke, my mom used to make jokes to me about you can't make adult decisions until you can grow a pair of eyebrows. I'm 26. I'm gonna be 27 this month. I don't have eyebrows. I have a little bit of some long hairs going on in there that are a little bit darkened up with it.
What kind of ideology did your mom grow up with? You can't make decisions until you can grow eyebrows out. What? That makes no sense. That's like a father telling his son, "Well, son, you can't make any man decisions until your balls start growing hair on them." It makes no sense. It's like, first of all, look, some people are born with very, very, very thick eyebrows. Martin Scorsese, I'm looking at you. I mean, Jesus. I mean, Martin Scorsese's eyebrows are like bushes. They're still naturally black, but they're like bushes. If you took Bert and Ernie, if you took Bert's unibrow and mated it with Ernie's eyebrows, you would get Martin Scorsese's slick, bushy eyebrows. That's exactly what you would get. But yeah, some people are born with thick, bushy eyebrows. Some people are born with very, very thin eyebrows, like Crystal is, unfortunately. And I have like medium, thick / thin eyebrows. My eyebrows, as you've seen before I started the video, when I lean back, you could see my eyebrows in their full color. But other than that, up close, they're pretty much non-existent. This is true. Most redheads don't have any eyebrows.
Age, but no, don't have eyebrows. And then that brings me another funny situation is like I'll be sitting with a bunch of girls and easily. So my kids have actually picked up that gene, which is awesome because I don't really have to worry about them getting lobster red. Normally when we go out, like on little outings, I bring the sunscreen for me because I get sunburn everywhere we go. Oh, another problem. Okay, so how I talked to you guys about the makeup, like we have like 3 shades of skin color, and I can tell you in my makeup, I can tell you exactly what they are. I have ivory, I have eggshell, and on my tannest of tannest days when I want to use a lot of bronzer in there, make me so like I have a little bit of a glow going on, I use neutral beige. The other shade of redheads that if you know a redhead or you are a redhead, you're gonna understand this, is lobster. So if you work out, our blood's pumping.
Yep. I know exactly what she's talking about. If you have no idea what lobster red shade of skin is, it's almost like you're born with rashes. They look like rashes, but they're not. They're basically like areas in your skin where it's nothing but red. Uh, I know exactly what she means by lobster red. Like, I see these red marks on my skin all the time. That's exactly what lobster red skin is. I don't have it completely. I don't have it really, really bad. By have it bad on my elbows, they're really red. I have it bad in my hands. They're really red. And like, I have it scattered throughout my arms. But other than that, yeah, pretty much we get like spots of red on our skin. But other than that, yeah, I mean, when it's like barely sunny out, yeah, we're pale as a fucking ghost. This is true about all redheads.
Getting really busy, and your face turns red, like redder than your hair red, like red. So you have red. Just hopefully you're not wearing like pink or red, because then you're just like red, some shade of red in there. Your face turns red. You get embarrassed, your face turns red. Everybody in the world knows you're embarrassed right then, and then they keep looking at you and you feel even more embarrassed. Or you get mad. Yes, when you get mad, your face starts turning red too. Its cheeks start getting hot, and you're just like, and then everyone just knows you're mad. Like, Lila will even say, she's like, mommy's cheeks are turning red. So on to the very last problem that I want to talk to you about, and that is the whole teasing of redheads. And let's just get these out, okay? We don't mind.
Okay. Normally when I see these videos, this is where I say it gets a little whiny. And if you've never seen one of these videos before, you're in for a treat. I skipped through a few parts. If you want to see the full video, I'll link the description. A link to the video in the description box below. But this is exactly what I mean when I say, you know, there are redheaded men and women that get a little whiny. This is what I mean.
I'm being called a redhead. You know, redhead, temper tantrum, stuff like that. It really doesn't bother us to all like levels, but there has been like a few of these like little things that actually kind of really hurt your feelings. Like, they make me really sad even thinking about them. So if you guys have followed me for a long time, you guys know that I am vertically challenged. By vertically challenged, I am 5'1" on a good day. 5'1.5". I'm not tall. I'm not tall on any means. And so the glorious day of St. Patty's Day comes along, and everybody and their brother has something to say about redheads. And the funny thing that I get called, which is not funny, I think it's actually the most hurtful, they call you a leprechaun.
Sister, I feel you, but it doesn't bother me. I still get called leprechaun by people. Not by my friends or family, but by people in fucking general on St. Patrick's Day. I understand what you mean, but it doesn't offend me. It annoys me, but it doesn't offend me. Okay, allow me to explain. I didn't really start getting a growth spurt until I was in middle school going into high school. Then I started to really grow. I'm 5'6" now. I think men and women, I think women stop really growing when they reach 21 or 22. But men really stop, like, growth spurts or stop growing until, like, we're 25 or 26. And I have enough time to, like, get to 6 feet, but at the moment I'm 5'6". But when I was like 4 something on St. Patty's Day, yeah, I would get like family would joke around with me. Family and friends would joke around with me, call me a leprechaun. But now it's St. Patty's Day in fucking general. Like, I'll be out. I don't like St. Patty's Day parades. They annoy the hell out of me. But if I go to a bar on St. Patty's Day, like, they'll see me with my, like, it'll go to regular auburn hair during warmer spring and summer days. But like, I'll go to, like, maybe a bar or, you know, just someplace where there's a St. Patty's Day thing going on, and they'll say, hey, there's a town leprechaun. Do some magic tricks for us. I'm not even fucking kidding. That actually happened to me last year. Not kidding you. It annoyed me. It didn't offend me, but it made me laugh. It made me laugh at myself, so at least I have a sense of humor about myself.
No, nobody is after my Lucky Charms. I don't even think I have Lucky Charms, and I just don't even think it's nice. Like those kind of things when people say things like that, it's not nice to compare you to a leprechaun. And already I'm short enough. Like I can't even reach the top shelf of my cupboards or my pantry. I got enough problems going on. I got to climb on top of my countertops and then encourage my children not to follow what I do because I can't reach them. So those are kind of some of those things that, people call you and you're just like, oh, that one kind of hurt. The other one is ginger. Kind of sounds cute from a standpoint, but if you're not a ginger, you should not call another person a ginger. Like,
how the hell do you know what shade of red is ginger? Seriously, look at a fucking gingerbread house, okay? Look at a fucking gingerbread house. Dark, yeah, where am I from? New Jersey? Dark auburn hair. If you were watching this, shut up. I've been raised, I was born in Brooklyn. I was raised around Brooklynites my whole life. I say dark that way. Dark auburn red hair is the closest to ginger you'll ever get. Dark. Never knew look, I always was around Brooklynites my whole life. I still am. I still live with my family because times are hard economically. But the thing is, though, the older I get and the more New York things I get into, the more I start to sound like a New Yorker. The more I sound like I was always raised in Brooklyn, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but still. Even the way I say Brooklyn, it gives it away.
It really is. It's kind of mean. I think it's discrimination about redheads, okay? It's kind of mean, the ginger snap comments or gingerbread cookie or this or that or look all those gingers or see that Instagram or Pinterest one that goes around and looks like, oh, it's convention of Weasleys and it's like an actual redhead convention.
Conventional Weasleys. Clever. Here's one that I did here. I seen it on a Reddit post. When you're browsing through Reddit just for laughs, you hit the weird part of Reddit, then you have to close out. I seen a redhead joke subreddit, and I forget where the hell it was, but I decided to read the jokes. I got to the weird part of Reddit when I read somebody put, and I'm quoting them exactly, what do you call a bunch of look-alike redheads in the same room with each other? And this is a mind puzzle. I'm trying to figure this out because with all good or bad jokes, there's always a riddle. And the answer was an ancestry Irish parliament. It's fucked up, but it's too funny. An ancestry Irish parliament. It made me laugh, but it's fucked up, but it's funny.
Scotland or Ireland, and you're like, really? Or the one, of course, let's just hit on that one. Redheads steal your soul. If you stare in my eyes long enough, I might take it. I might take your soul. No, I have not stolen any souls lately, but I do keep a little box of souls right next to my bed just in case I get bored or hungry or I don't know. You never know.
I explained that one several times. I'm not even gonna, debunk that. If here's the thing about being a redhead, a natural redhead. Look, there are certain stereotypes that we have to do the history research on. So whenever somebody says it to us, we could say, oh, well, that's what people thought about us during this time period when. But, redheads, we really have to look up on our history on these certain stereotypes in order to combat them. It's simple as that.
But yeah, no, those kind of jokes, they're kind of mean. I'm not gonna lie, like looking into a redhead's eyes for too long, I'm gonna steal your soul. Or as children, we take your souls. That's not nice. Ginger comments, not nice. You know,
little kids do take your souls. As soon as you look at a little toddler, they take your soul and then you're in their full control. This is what toddlers do. All children take souls. In the good way, not in the bad way, but they take your soul. They do.
you can call us Redhead, totally fine. But don't go, hey, look, there's a ginger. We don't like that. That's not cool. It's not nice. Jokes, the naughty jokes. There's naughty jokes out there about Redhead. We don't appreciate it. We don't like it. But the worst thing you can say to a redhead, besides calling them a ginger on any level, would be saying, does the carpet match the drapes?
That's not a bad question. I mean, that's an honest question. I mean, certain people, the hair doesn't, and the pubic hair don't match. There are people with blonde hair that have brown pubic hair. I'm not fucking kidding you. Like seriously, your hair on your head, the hair on your chest, and the hair in your pubic regions are not the same. It's completely different. Like I could shine. I'm looking at my arm hair right now in the light, and it's almost like a light, dirty blonde. My hair's a dark red. My chest hair is black. I mean, I have a mixture of all different types of hair on my body. And most people are like that. So it's not an offensive question. People just ask it out of curiosity. I explained this too in another video. I had to re-explain this one because I want to drive home a point that's not an offensive question.
Really? I've heard that so many times. Oh my gosh, you want to talk about making somebody angry. Angry. Does the carpet match the drapes? Really? Is that appropriate? Half the time I came even from, I think, an adult. And this started at when I was a wee teen, 8th grade, going into high school and stuff. And even guys say that to me in high school. And I'm like, really? Really? Don't you got enough things going on in your life that you don't need to worry about that? Gross. Let's not talk about that. We do not need to be talking about carpet matching drapes anywhere. Don't be talking to me about that. Okay? So just remember, when you're hanging out with a redhead, just don't say that line. It just...
Hey, that shit doesn't bother me. Look, the reason why guys ask each other questions like that, and I'll say this. This is a guy thing. Guys will talk about sex for hours for no reason. I'm not kidding you. Guys will do this. We will talk about sex for hours just because we're bored. We'll talk about sex in all different forms. We'll talk about sex through the way of pornography. We'll talk about sex through the art of masturbation. We'll talk about sex through the art of BDSM. We'll talk about sex in almost every single way possible. Because guys are just horny. This is just true. But when we ask people those types of questions, yeah, it does come off as gross, but, it's just a weird thing that it's just a question we're curious to know the answer to. I don't know why. I don't ask those questions, but other guys do, but that's just the typical average mindset of a guy. We could be very kind and very respectful, but on the inside, we're very dirty-minded.
Just might not be as pleasant as you think it's a funny joke, because it could go really bad for you. Probably not. But anyways, this was a really fun little video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this today. And this is just, my video about redheads and redhead problems. And it is glorious to be redheads because we are like majestic unicorns. We are just such a minority on Earth. There's 1% to 2%. The world's population has red hair.
We're not. a minority. We are not a minority. We are not a minority. We are not a minority. I've heard that so many times. That's such a lie. We are not a minority. Milo Yiannopoulos debated two redheads from How to Be Redhead or Everything for Redheads, one of those places. And Milo said, look, redheads aren't found attractive due to the hair color, but stop saying that you're a minority because you're not. You are not a minority. Even though 2% of the world, or 2.8% of the world, scientifically accurate term, has red hair, over 86% of people carry the gene for generations. We are not a minority. We're far from it.
And I'm lucky to be in that 1 to 2%, and most of us come from Scotland and Ireland. I'm from Scotland. My last name is McClellan. Well, not my last name. My maiden name is McClellan. And you know, it's very rich to know that, you know, there's a small majority of us out there.
Yep. Like I said, okay, remember when I said redheads that have more Scottish or Irish blood in them burn more than those with, you know, Latin or Western Eastern or Western European blood in them? This is what I mean. If you're a redhead and you want to know if you get sunburned or not, just check your DNA origins. That's the easiest way to find out if you get sunburn easy or not.
Aaron, it's like a secret handshake when you see another redhead. Like, we go into an elevator and you're like, hey, I like your hair. They're like, I like your hair too. It's just this magical world that we live in, and it's just kind of like a secret handshake, secret club. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just
anyway, that's the that's enough for this video. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. The link to the video will be in the description box below. Until next time, see ya.